Welcome to Argue Bros, the podcast that gives you multiple perspectives on today's hottest topics. Hosted by NicoPengin, Fred in Progress, and Jess Freeman. If you're looking for some inspiration from and for normal people, or simply want to know the bros a little more, you better open up your mind to the fresh perspective that's coming your way right now.
And now, welcome to the next episode of Argue Bros, a place of safe haven where Fred in Progress, NicoPengin, and Jess Freeman can just discuss random topics and conversations, but we tend to focus on specific stuff. Like Fred is watching this airplane thing that I don't find really exciting, but he finds planes crashing very exciting. I don't understand what is to be excited about. A lot of people dying.
Man, it is amazing. The show actually called a disaster, bro. It is so good. I love.
You said it's amazing people dying?
Yes, I mean no. What is amazing is it adds to the gravity of the situation and the storytelling and the gravitas and like 158 members boarded the plane. There were no survivors. Oh my God, what happened this episode? How did the plane crash? Oh my God, and they do the whole...
Somebody had a cigarette in the cabin or whatever, flicked it into the...
Anything could be like the pilot decided to suicide. Could be like a tiny little ice froze the engine and the engine crashed and they barely lived. Oh my God, it's so good.
So every episode does a different plane crash a different way?
Yeah.
Yep, a whole different way. And they go home.
But there's always a plane crashing.
Bro, if you look up how many plane disasters there are, you'd be terrified to get on a plane if you look at the statistics.
No, I know it's oddly high, but
yeah.
Just to like, I just wanted to clarify what the show is.
Yeah, like you ever heard of the show 1,000 Ways to Die?
Of course, come on, man.
Yeah, so think about that within regards to planes, like how they crash. Did they crash on the landing? Did they crash in the air? Because I think
the pilot is because the land wasn't right. There wasn't signs. Was the radio down? There's so many steps.
Was there a storm? Was there a hurricane? Was there a tornado?
Scientific process.
Did they ever get to do any of the crashes? Like two planes like don't have radars and they just bump into each other in midair.
Yep. They had one where they not in midair but on the ground. Yeah, it was a miscommunication. It was crazy. It was literally just a wordplay. Two people tried to speak at the same time, and so they didn't. The second person didn't fully call out their call sign to advise what plane they were. So the plane that was landing didn't hear. And so the plane that was taking off continued down the runway while the plane was landing because the third plane that was taxiing to get on the runway said the answer for the plane that was taking off. So the plane that was taking off, the plane that was landing crashed into each other and killed her. It was just one word. It's crazy.
Wait, but that almost sounds like it was audio control's fault. Or the control towers.
No, just because the person behind them didn't verbalize what he was supposed to say correctly. And then the person who was taking off also did not communicate correctly as well. So it's a communication issue.
Doesn't the control tower control those communications?
It wasn't a control tower. They were landing at an airfield that didn't have a control tower. That's why they had to use the radio only. There was no radar sensor for them to talk to the control tower and lead. It was a small one.
If somebody's rich enough or whatever to get their own private jet, they can still die rich like that.
Yeah.
Just because the pilot or whatever doesn't have. Oof, that sucks.
I just like the show because of how they break everything down and tell the whole.
Well, like an engineer type of thing.
Yeah, they break it all down into different parts. They go into detail about the pilots. They go into detail about the process, how they go into investigating it. I like how they explain everything about the crash.
Yeah, how is the investigation? How do you investigate like if a plane crashes in midair with another plane and there's pieces all over the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean? Like, how could you ever piece that together just because they lost transmission at a specific point in time, and that's how you can assume that there was a crash?
And then they have to recover the air flight recorders and stuff like that.
The black boxes. That's what that's for, right?
Boxes, yeah, that's why they really struggle. And then if they can't get it, they usually just try to guesstimate off of like what they do have, which is like the information that the radar is pinging, where it was, time frame, all that kind of stuff like that. Sometimes they try to find it. Most crashes they find though.
But that would suck because that means that if you can't find that black box, you can't find what happened.
Mm-hmm. Man, I was watching the craziest ones where the captain just full on suicided with the passengers and everyone on the plane.
On purpose?
Yeah, on purpose. I'm just like, that's crazy. There's only been 6 so far, like ever. I'm just like, that's crazy.
Wait, hold on. So a nigga that got somebody's life in hands is just like, today's the day we all die.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is a lot of them had signs, but the doctors didn't report to the airlines because they can't like break their privacy laws and stuff like that. And so it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And like what they do is the captain, two of them, at least two of those stories. The captain tells their first mate, "Can you go give me a coffee or something?" And then they go out the door. They lock the door and they can't get back in because you can lock it from the inside. So they just crash the plane. Like imagine you're just outside the door, you just looking out the window and knowing like, I'm gonna die very soon, because you fly, you know how quickly you're gonna hit the ground. You're just like, I'm gonna die very soon. I can't get in, and there's nothing I can do about it because literally it made for terrorists not to get in the door. Like, bro, like how you just, what are you like? That's crazy. Just know you're about to die.
The question is, do you think you can survive?
What? No, you about to go. You about to go to smithereen. That's aluminum. You about to just slap it and bail.
I think I'll survive.
That's like 8,000 gallons of fuel right there.
Plus, you're gonna smash and blow up. You're gonna smash and blow up.
It's like kaboom.
I'm not saying I'm gonna be perfect. All right, I'm just saying I think I'll survive.
Either up or down.
I don't know. I don't even know if my soul survives, because don't you need to be properly buried to have your soul survive or something like that?
I mean, it depends on your religion. All souls are different. Depends on your religion.
Like, what if you hit like
My soul goes to the Soul Society.
And like, what if you're nosediving and every atheist on board starts to like talk to God, like, God, you know what's up?
What?
They're like, God, come on now.
I'll be like, I wish there was like a click remote in real life. I'll be like, hold up, this motherfucker right now really talking to God? Hold up.
Now, hold on. If that actually happened, can a human being like kick through the door of that little window and jump out right before it crashes? And then like, since they jumped out the window at the moment of impact, then it's just like jumping out of a 1-story building? Or because the momentum has been carrying them for all that time, they jump out the window and they go splat right on the ground? Like, I don't know.
And the wind speed would grab that human being and toss it as it's flying out the window. The wind speed coming out the wings. No, coming out the wings is impossible. It's an impossible feat.
No, like last minute, like right before you hit the ground, you just jump out.
I mean, even before last minute, if you really got that remote, if it's click, you could wait until even the fire almost gets to your face, bro. Once you press pause, I feel like you'll be good.
Like the time is so slow or whatever. Like, yeah, let me wait.
Like, hold on now. There's limits to humans' ability to move.
You literally pause time and everything.
I know which movie, like with Adam Sandler. Yeah, that movie was lit. That's what I'm wondering. Like, if you jump out like right before it crashes, does that carry you over and you like completely smacking the ground the same
speed?
But
you would have to separate your momentum from the plane's momentum wholly and completely, and then not be moved by the wind's momentum that's already going to be blowing because of the surrounding air of this hypersonic jet that just flew by. So I mean,
oh, now I see where the wind is coming from. I see what the wind is coming from now.
Yeah.
But I think you could survive more jumping out. Oh, excuse me.
I mean, it's still gonna. Your human being is no more than like 180. That wind is enough to blow past a plane. It's gonna blow you away like you were hit by a jet.
Would that be better than crashing in the plane?
I mean, do you want to die in the plane where they could possibly find your body, or do you want to get thrown somewhere and they find your body?
I mean, will it just knock the wind out of me? Kind of. Will it knock the wind out of me, or will I like?
Oh, bro,
I mean, break all my bones. Oh yeah. I mean,
you'll find your lungs somewhere else, man. What you talking about?
I mean, what if we use this click scenario, right? And I take everybody's clothes, even though they're about to die, and I use it like a ball or something. Cushion. Exactly. Cushion.
That also begs to differ. Like, what if there was enough time? Could people just jump out with like a parachute, or they don't carry those in like commercial?
They don't carry them in commercial. I think
what, nigga? Do you know how many parachutes you need? Fucking
that and the wind pressure. You just underestimate the wind pressure at the speed they're going. It's going.
Hey, hold on.
They may get knocked out when they get off the plane.
There might be 2 or 3 parachutes. You be fighting with your seat buddy for a parachute and everybody else.
More than 2 or 3 flight attendants. Do you think they're gonna give you an option of having one?
No. Listen to this. So what if the captain is scared that he's not good at flying, so he always wears an undercover parachute? So if he ever fails,
oh my god!
Nah, but I'm still thinking about the suicide guy who's just straight diving. That's all I'm thinking about. If there's a suicide guy,
the captain come running out of the cockpit and open the door and you're like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, like the one that got locked out, he just jumps out like, oh.
I always keep my trusty parachute.
Nah, if I see that, I'm running and I'm grabbing him. Like we surviving together. I'm holding on for dear life.
What, you about to do like the movies? You're gonna jump out without your parachute? Like, I'm taking his or dying trying.
Yeah, I'm grabbing.
If we're over the ocean, I don't give a fuck. I'm taking that risk. I'm jumping in the water.
Nah, you going splat right there.
I just like to say water is like, I think it was non-fluid. It's something that.
Yeah, I think humans die at 140 feet in altitude.
When you hit that water, it's as hard as a solid surface.
Like concrete, yeah.
Yeah, like people have died from jumping from like the Golden
Now, if
State
you have
Bridge.
a very strong finger, you can like break the water, and that one little wave ripple will soften the water for the rest of your fall. But your finger gonna be broken.
How do you like it so far? Don't forget to reach out via social media and suggest the next hot topics to argue about.
But you get that. I heard there's a possibility.
Yeah, but a lot of people have
I
died.
love that fucking statistic though. I'm surviving, nigga.
Possibly, but you'd be surviving as a vegetable.
Why? What the fuck? We go from broken finger to vegetable. What the fuck? How?
No, broken finger is you're breaking your fall at like maybe 10 to 20 feet in the air.
So what the fuck don't make me a vegetable?
Like if you hit the water at like 200 feet, your neck might snap. Like no matter what, no matter if you're pencil diving, no matter if you're cannonballing, like if you're a cannonballer, your butt might get ruptured.
Who the fuck will cannonball from 200 feet?
In that show, whenever I see a captain, it's like, Captain, my life is in your hands, apparently.
Bro, but they're not gonna let you know. They're not letting you know that they're gonna have a bad day.
I'm not talking about the suicide version either. I'm just talking about in general.
Bro, you know how many captains I've seen, and I've seen them like stagger. I'm like, is this dude sober? And he's walking.
Yeah, one of them died because he had coke. He had done coke the night before, and the woman came forward and reported it anonymously, and they tested his blood because he killed everyone on the plane. He tested his blood, and yeah, he had coke that night before. It was crazy. I was the one and only one that caught with drugs.
Is it safe though the night before, or did he take it before the flight?
No, he was having withdrawals mid-flight, so he wasn't being able to pay attention. And he was the captain, so he let the first captain fly, and the first captain wasn't confident enough to really fly, and it was a really hard descent as well. And so the captain was not paying attention because he was going through withdrawal, just sitting there groggy and shit. And so before it was too late, they were already crashing into the ground because the first captain didn't realize they were so close to the ground. It was crazy. It's a crazy thing. I love it though. I love like the mystery of it. And then we get to feel the introspective and like we're riding. They show us the cockpit as it crashes in the beginning to tell you. I love shows like that. Just like I watch the shows where like they're stranded in the ocean for 3 months or stranded places.
Could you imagine though, like you're getting flown by like a first time captain or whatever, and he's saying that like every second, like, hey, this is your captain speaking. This is my first flight ever. It's like, do not worry. If I mess up, we all get to die.
I haunt that nigga family for the rest of my life. I'll haunt his family. I don't know who his family is, but I'll haunt them.
We had like emergency, like I had to take the flight. The captain passed out or something, and the control tower had to walk me through how to land.
Dude, you just gave me a great idea now. Like, what if in the future commercial flights are charged based off of the experience of captains? The cheaper, the less experience.
And that's like the tip for the captain, the little surcharge fee for the captain's experience.
It's like, I've been doing this for 30 years, so it's a $500 flight. And the guy it's his first flight, it's a $30 flight. It's like, hey guys, it's a $30 flight. Look at that. It's like you could go $500 for the guy with 40 years of experience, or $30.
Bro, like everybody's gonna choose $30 flights.
No, I mean,
you're gonna have businessmen be like, well, I'm glad those broke people aren't on this flight because we're guaranteed to land.
No.
And then you're gonna have that coked up pilot on the suicide watch going up to everybody like, well, thank you, rich guy, for coming. Thank you, other rich guy, for coming. Thank you, rich guy, for coming.
They need the ones that are ambitious because they need to keep buying coke. They just charge expensive prices. They don't know. They take the riskiest flights possible.
Yeah, because he might be like, man, I've always hated rich people. Well, today's the day. My girlfriend dumped me or whatever. I lost all my money in the stock market. Everybody I loved and cared for died due to COVID-19 or whatever. I got nothing else to live for. But I've always hated these rich snobs that they've always looked down on me. It's time to take them down. It's like, hey, Bob, remember what I told you? Even though it's a $30 flight, make sure you put the landing gear out on time or whatever. Or make sure you watch out for other planes in the air. You never know what might happen. And then supposedly it's plane actually happens. But that could be the only reason I'm thinking that it might be a kind of thing in the future is because a lot of businesses might start looking at stuff like that, like experience and taking into account, especially because that's part of the job. Like you want a pilot that's had more than 1 or 2 successful landings, I would hope.
No, you got to do a lot before you get to be a pilot.
Man, they're coming out with airplane buses. So
that's gonna be like the V's, like in the show, the V's. They have the automated airplane buses or whatever, just to look futuristic. And that came out in 2009. And now air taxis are a thing, or they're going to be a thing. And they're gonna start with like what I think they already started with like 1 or 2 people, and now they're gonna make like what a 16, 20, 30 size one or whatever person one.
I'm not sure.
Wait, it can take off and land or something? Like what is?
Yeah, nobody's needed to drive it or whatever. It just goes from
so it's like an airplane but automated.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say airplane. It's more like a drone, like a gigantic drone that could just transport people. Those would be interesting to watch if they were a part of that show, because those kind of crashes wouldn't have fuel involved. So it's just people might actually survive from 300 feet in the air or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Why have we not just built an ejector seats for all regular planes? It's not like a few $1 million a plane.
No, you still need a parachute, and I'm pretty sure those companies
ejector seats with parachute. I mean, what's the point of ejecting just to plummet separately to your death? Like what? Of course, ejecting gonna have.
What if because because then they could engineer the seats to have like some heavy thing at the bottom and then have a memory foam that doesn't explode or hurt on impact, so that way it's guaranteed to fall literally as a normal seat, and it falls as a cushion as opposed to just fall straight down and like you die.
Yes, and then the plane blows up, and then they at least they didn't hurt on the fall.
And then, but when you're going down though, you gotta like control the air. Be like, I don't want to be near the crash. I don't want to be near this crash.
It would cost so much money to reinvent and really.
Hey, Argue Bros came out with this idea first, so any airline that's listening to this, y'all better pay up if y'all come up with these crazy engineered ideas.
Listen to this and like my margins, my margins. They ain't never gonna do that.
Hey, they might say that now, but I promise you, there's gonna be 1 or 2 that might be like, hey, we could do that for the first class.
On like very small planes, it can maybe do that. Yes,
so we could do that for the first class and just surcharge $1,000 for the ejector seats
for extra safety.
Exactly, and they can mod it up so that they might be able to.
How they have yachts with helicopters.
Yeah,
like,
just mod it up. Like, hey, I want you to add the ejector seats. We saw the ejector seats. It's like, sir, those seats are $10,000 a piece. It's like, okay, I'll pay it. I'm rich. I got money. I just don't have a plane rich. So can you put it on my flight? It's like, if we do that, it'll be a $2,000 surcharge. Only $2,000? Great. Put it on there. I hope I never have to use it. It's like, hey, can I buy it and then just bring it on the flight every time? It's like, yeah, it's a $15 surcharge. It's like, great. I can go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and bring my trusty dandy handy ejector seato. Just like in the Fast and Furious when the guy was like, ejecto seato, cuz yeet, got you out. It's the same thing. Like, I was like, hey, this suicide guy is here. Well, let me ejecto seato, cuz I'll see y'all broke niggas in heaven.
Like, fam, can I, like, why do people, man, we need to develop undercover parachutes. We could imagine we can trade that and then we could sell it to the general populace. So people are just like, is this plane going down? It ain't taking me with you. And we're gonna rush to the doors and jump out of the family. And so,
but aren't those already created though?
I don't know. We can look into it and see if we can get affiliate marketing if it is.
Aren't those the squirrel jumpsuits or whatever that you can glide through the air?
I mean more of like a parachute. That takes skill, and not everybody can do that. A parachute, anybody can just float. Okay, we talking about the granny down to the little child. Little child can be like, "Mom, you just be sitting there and just dropping like a rock." No, we need.
Dude, that would be crazy. That would be like on some. Dude, that would be like on some.
A backpack with a parachute in the back of it or something like that, so everybody can have their rest safety.
That's on some Bulma shit from Dragon Ball Z, just throwing up a capsule or whatever, and now like your freaking backpack or your shirt just like poof, parachute.
Like, we have the technology to do this. Not even that complicated, probably. Make a parachute that at least lets you float down.
Okay, we can do that with umbrellas. We could do that with a parachute. If you can get a small little device and then press that thing, and then a huge umbrella just pops out of a small little canister, I'm pretty sure people can figure out how to fit maybe a box size.
No, they package things like that all the time. That's why I'm like, we have the technology to do it. Not complicated. Just be putting all the things together.
Or maybe it's just military use only.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like micro. I'm gonna do some research. I'm curious now because like if there is, I may need to invest in my future flying. Like, let me give me a micro parachute pack, keep it in my pack carry on.
And hey, if they don't have it, you might just create the industry.
I'll be the lone survivor and get to tell my story on air disasters. You're like, how?
And then it'd be the perfect marketing scheme. And it's like, and because it saved me, I'm gonna use it to mass produce it for everybody. And then I'm gonna be like, Fred, did you kill all those people to sell your product? Because we remember episode X, Y, and Z of Argue Bros. You said in the first 10 seconds, yes, I like when a lot of people die.
Oh my God. Hey, that'd be good marketing though.
That'd be like, hey, hold on, were y'all canceling me for a joke? I said it was a joke. It's like when Squidward was saying that to SpongeBob. I was kidding. Guys, you believe me?
I expect this to become reality.
Like, I didn't know I was gonna make some super genius, and then people would just this pilot would randomly crash. I didn't know. I was saving myself. It's like, Fred, but you knew where the exit was. It's like, well, I mean, I've always learned the moment I walk into a room, look at the exits, I'm do that same thing on the plane. I promise. It's like, we need to question you a little bit further. You sound a little terroristy.
What? Terroristy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, not to mention, that's going to be difficult anyway. You have to go out the back door because the engine would suck you in if you jump out while the engines are going well. Not even the air pressure.
Oh, you'd have to look at where, like, what kind of flight, you'd have to look at somewhere.
You just jump out and get sucked.
You'd be like, you're like one of the birds or whatever.
I just thought about that too. Like, I'm like, even if I get a parachute, look what we throw. I'm like, I'm gonna throw you out first, son, with our parachute pack. I throw my son and get sucked.
It's like, oh no, my firstborn is dead with a $10,000 parachute. Oh, honey, what am I gonna do? I just killed my firstborn and an extra parachute.
Not even imagine if there's a fire and you just throw your whole family without knowing, and in the back of your head, you're like, they're safe, they're on the floor, and then you see all of their parachutes color coded one by one in the fucking net. Nah.
Let's have the last parachute and the plane is crashing because you got a suicide guy on the handles or whatever, and then you see the parachute just spinning in the rotation of the engine. You just see it, then you're like, damn, that's the last one right there. Ooh, am I gonna James Bond this?
I mean, you got nothing to lose. You're gonna die either way.
It's like, man, I can die trying to get it.
If I die falling, at least I could dream a little.
It's like, and if I miss it, I can survive. It's like if I can
reminisce,
Yeah, if I miss the engine, I got like 30 seconds until I hit the ground. I can, ask God for forgiveness and maybe go to heaven. I can try maybe
go so practical.
Yeah, it's like maybe I can try like gliding in the air.
I can take off my hoodie and try to catch the air.
Yeah, I can make some Fortnite.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, oh, dude, I see this all the time in movies. Why is it not working? Yo, but what if that's the actual parachute thing? Like it's a shirt that allows you to have strong enough fibers that can.
It would just be something that can insulate and catch the air.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that's possible because there's shirts now that can stop bullets. Why can't there be shirts strong enough to withhold wind? You would just have to have a way to hold your hands in there and then boom, portable.
Yeah, there's bulletproof suits.
It's like $70 for a shirt.
They're bulletproof suits and stuff. Well, yeah.
No, the shirts for real. Shirts that stop bullets.
I'm gonna have to test that out.
Caliber like 9mm and stuff, 45s.
No, AKs for real. Yeah, it's like $300 though.
Bro, I'm letting out a
the more it can stop, the more expensive.
Yeah. It's really
stronger little fibers.
Yeah, like, dude, I was looking into it, but it's at least when I saw it a couple of years ago, it was like in Brazil only. So you have to pay it and then pay international shipping or whatever. And one of the things is that they have
I've seen videos of like on the news.
Yeah, they have YouTube videos or whatever where somebody's wearing it and they're shooting, bah, bah, bah. And the thing is just stopping and it drops straight down. It's like, what the heck? This dude, trust him with his life. Could not be me. I'd buy the shirt. But I wouldn't be testing it. Hold on now. If I'm testing,
hey Fred, do me a favor, throw this shirt out, please.
Hey, bro, I would test it, but there's gonna be a trade-off. I take 50% of everything you earn for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You gotta get facts. You gotta give me a mill.
I get 150% of my profit. No, I want investments. I want to be getting paid out dividends. You don't cash.
Fuck investments. I want $1 mil per shot.
I think it was something like if the bullet goes through or whatever, they like reimburse you plus some or whatever.
Motherfucker, I've been in the hospital, goddamn, plus some.
Like it's like, and they might say, "Hey, friend, at least it was me, and it only hurt you a little bit, or it just went straight through, bro. You get patched up right away."
Yeah, hold up now. $1 million shot.
That's like, hey, thank you. Yeah, I'll be like, yo, thank you, bro. It's like, no, my product failed. Like, no, I'm not thanking you for that. I'm thanking you because you just won me a lawsuit, bro. Congratulations. I'll see you in court. 911. I just got shot.
Hey, what kind of documentation you got to sign to allow? Like, yo, I sign off that this is not attempted murder if the bullet goes through this shirt. Like, what? Because you could charge him. Like, you're like, yo, this thing assaulted me.
Asking the real questions.
What kind of people are they got to sign for that?
Yeah, I think you got to ask for it and sign weird stuff like that. Like, I will not sue them in case I die. That's like,
I'm going to charge them in a court of law or not call the police. Like, there got to be some kind of weird paper you got to sign before he can just shoot you.
At the same time, I don't think so because they're advertising a shirt. It's like getting a tattoo.
but that's still crazy. Like
a firearm and a human being is a different thing. No matter what thing, it trumps the system trumps everything. Especially if it's America. Depends if it's America. If not in America, all that shit don't matter. Everybody bride outside America for real. Like on that south side. It's in Brazil, like you said, fam.
Yeah, I think it was in Brazil because they were speaking like Portuguese.
If it's in Brazil, then yeah, I don't matter. Get an AK from the corner store. Like, yo, let me hold this. We do an experiment on some clothes.
Yo, that's so true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you
can get whatever you need from the corner store, man. You can get everything you need from the corner store.
It's like, hey guys, we're gonna show you that this shirt is bazooka proof. It's like, where'd you get the bazooka?
Bazooka proof. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm like, don't worry where I got the bazooka. Just
look repellent, fam.
Yeah, just look. It's amazing, right?
Look at my pockets. Hey, stop grenades from blowing up.
All you gotta do is throw the grenade in your pocket. It encapsulates it and stops the explosion.
Just zip it up and you're good. Don't grab the zipper after 30 seconds or you might burn your hands.
Bro, that's like all the Instagram videos about disarming guns while they're pointing at your face. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Yo, it's just like the I remember seeing a lot of like stupid people just like accidentally shooting a gun off, like going on Facebook Live trying to flex. Like, hey guys, look at this amazing gun that I have. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, I just shot my leg. And it's just like, damn, B Rabbit from 8 Mile can't even handle a gun.
I'm just like, man, them expenses wild. You gotta call ambulance.
Man, medical insurance, $500 for an ambulance, and that don't cost nothing but the ambulance. That doesn't.
You gotta explain why do you have a bullet hole in your leg?
Like, then you got to pay for the medicine that's used. You got to pay for the fees for the EMTs that are on site every half hour to an hour that they got to spend while picking you up or whatever. This extra charges or whatever. Like your bill just going up because you decided to do something stupid for people who don't even care that you have a gun.
No, you gotta let them know you got power.
That power that got sucked out of you as soon as that bullet went through. So this is what it feels like to get hit by a bullet. This is my first time getting hit. It's like, all right, it won't be the last time though. You keep that up.
Man, somebody told me that shit feels like melting rocks hitting your body.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that it must feel like bullets are going super fast. It must feel like if you have your finger like on the stove or whatever kind of thing, but it just passes through you at super fast speed. It's like
this motherfucker makes it seem like so smooth a transaction that you won't feel nothing. But no, bro. That shit destroys your muscles. Like, yeah,
it's a burning projectile. It literally is like, it just goes right through. Unless it gets stuck. If it gets stuck, ooh, that's stuck. Because if it gets stuck, you got to get it out.
Results of that shit. Oh, that shit look nasty too. Some of these, you seen a bullet hole from a hollow bullet?
Nah, not yet.
A hollow point?
Yeah, bro, that shit was disgusting. Like, disgusting. That shit was disgusting.
I mean, I guess that's why proper training is needed to handle the firearm, because most people don't know what to do. Shoot, most people don't even know what to do to calm down an escalated situation. Could you imagine somebody that's just a quick hothead with like a gun like that? Any argument is a life or death argument.
I'll keep it on my... Was that movie? Menace to Society? I'll keep it on me like that. Is there a problem, partner?
So many unstable people with guns out there.
That's why, like, the new bills that they try to pass in regards to the gun stuff or whatever, it makes no sense because a lot of people already have the guns. So it's like, it's just
that's
for the new people.
More guns. You should flood the gun market so then everyone has guns.
Yeah, then everybody don't try each other.
About to get popped off. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you don't try something, I won't try something.
They're less popping off.
And if something pops off, then it's war.
Yeah, because it's like, well, I don't...
Yo, that'll be hilarious. Like, everybody confused on who shoot who, so people start shooting each other. But no. You gotta have intelligence along.
Yeah, think about it.
The requirements of, like, you have to take this course if you buy this gun. So then everyone gets educated and gets to shoot.
Man, the rate of gun ownership is going to drop by like 40 to 50%, bro.
If you make it legal, yes, because people like to do what they can't do. But once they can do it, it's not as popular as people who do it silently.
Yeah, but then that'll be like the legal ownership is going to drop drastically. The black market's going to be flooded with people who absolutely detest trying to take exams. Like there's already people that don't register their firearms and stuff like that. Because it's like, why would you if you can just get it without registering? Like, who's going to pay $500 to register and then another like $5,000 to $2,000 to get an actual gun plus ammunition plus training at the shooting range and like all these expenses? So when you could just get like a street thing for $300 and you're good. Street dude would be like, hey,
They price them out.
It's like street dude be like, hey, I got you 32 bullets for free, bro. Here you go. Boom. Just make sure you point this end there and you pull this trigger and you're good. That's all the training you'll need in the streets.
Getting them nice and ready.
Quick trigger. That's what I said. Like if somebody was a hothead and had that, any actual conversation is a life or death situation. It's like, hey, you gonna give me an extra McNugget or you about to go see God?
Nigga, you gonna say your flurry machine broken again, nigga? This the last time. I swear to God, this is the last time your machine broken.
A 99.9% chance if Fred had a gun when he was fat as hell, he would have been like waving that shit. Yo, where my shit at? Get me my food.
I ordered 8 burgers, not 7.
And since y'all made me wait, this shit better be free too. And y'all better delete that footage so that way you guys don't freaking report me to the authorities, or I'll come around here once I get out and I'll hunt y'all down.
One by one.
It's like, man, you're joking, bro. You think this is a BB gun? Try me. Like, you better get my order right too. I've been waiting 35 minutes.
Got to put them to the test.
I said, hey, we in Alabama, bro. Police gonna take 30 minutes. I'm gonna be home by then, all right? So you better hurry up with my McFlurry. I said, my machine's broken. Well, you better go ahead and fix it then. I can wait. The technician doesn't come until Tuesday. And it's like, well, you better speed dial, brush it. I don't know. I just know that if I don't get what I want, this is gonna be an empty clip real soon.
And an empty McDonald's, motherfucker.
Bro, people, imagine somebody hangry. Like, I just saw the other day that there was 2 people killed at a Taco Bell. And I'm just like, did they do what I think they did? They're angry that
Doritos Locos Tacos made them too loco.
Or they're like, hey, y'all ran out. I just saw you give it to the other guy right before me. Well, he had the last one. Now y'all better fix my shit up too. Hold on now. I ain't gonna watch you guys just give the last Doritos tacos to him. Now I know there's gotta be something there for me. You probably holding it in for yourself. Yep. Bring it out. I was like, no, sir, that's not until next week's promotions. Oh, see, so now you actually trying me. Cause now you telling me that you got it. You just don't want to share it now. I'm a buying customer. What happened to the customer is always right. Well, I'm gonna let y'all know I don't miss my shots. Then where's my Taco Bell?
Bro, road rage into gun rage.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy work. Like, have y'all ever got cut off or whatever, or you cut someone off and they're like, you, and it's just like, bro, I didn't even do anything.
No, I'm an excellent driver. I'm either driving perfect or getting into a wreck. One of the others.
I only got yelled at once. Like, I didn't even cut anybody off. Like, there was like 300 feet or whatever of space, and I get into the lane, and then this lady's just like, you butthole, da 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 da. How could you? I'm late for work. And I hear her, I'm listening to the radio, and she's screaming so loud. I'm just like, what? And then literally she takes the next exit. I'm like, you were literally yelling because I was just one car that slowed you down, quote unquote. Like, we passed the light too. Like, there was no issues, but I know if she had that thing on her, I don't know. She might have been like bling blow.
Nah, one time I almost got out of my car to step to some dude, but then my sister was like, stop it. So I was like, that nigga's lucky. That man is
She got
lucky.
the piece on him.
Yeah, that's what she was saying, and I was like, I don't give a fuck.
I was telling my family when they said, like,
doing that Nigerian dash man on your casket. I don't give a fuck. Carry you down to the ground.
It's like, yo, man, funny. Like, I was telling my family that or whatever, because my dad was like, yo, but what if you get into a fight and somebody has a gun or whatever? I was like, Dad, he needs his fingers to pull the trigger.
They think he Flash gonna rip his fingers off.
No, you don't gotta rip his fingers off. No, you gotta break the fingers.
Niggas on Instagram be like, I'm gonna disarm this nigga. You point at me.
No. No, because think about it. If you, like Justin, in your case, if you step up to somebody, they gotta reach in and pull out and then aim and fire. That's 5 to 7 seconds. A quick draw is a 1 to 2 second. That's still fast enough to break somebody's arm if you're quick enough. And if you can break an arm,
scenario, yeah, it's the perfect scenario that you already know he's gonna whip out his gun and doesn't have his gun on.
I mean, if somebody's screaming he got a piece, I definitely know that I gotta break arm.
But nobody's gonna scream he got a piece if it's just you and it.
He got
what?
it.
Nobody's gonna be like, hey, what's that on your hip, sir?
Like in an altercation?
Nigga, yeah. If you and a random person are by yourself.
Most of the time you don't know he got his gun until he got his gun. It's out already.
Until you physically like whoop his ass and then you see that he's gonna get something.
And you got to make sure you do a good job. Make sure he gonna feel it in a couple hours, not in a couple minutes. Like I caught my breath. Okay, like it's like okay, I caught my breath now. Now I can go and shoot this dude. Pop, 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 pop. And it's like, wait, hold on. Where am I? What happened? Did I get knocked out? What's going on? Did somebody beat me up? Like what happened? I was like, man, I can't believe I can't tell my friends I got jumped by one dude or I fought this dude and I lost and I had my piece on.
Time out. You can't get jumped by one dude. What the fuck kind of jump is that?
Bruh, like I think it was B Rabbit, but I think he was saying stuff like, yeah, I got jumped. And I was like, nah, man, you shot yourself, bro. Like you pulled the piece out and you was like, shot yourself. Everybody was like, this dude's stupid. He shot himself.
That goes back to my fucking know what you're doing, all right? Know what you're doing, yeah.
And somebody with hands versus a guy who doesn't know how to shoot.
I'll take the shooter any day, because, bro, what the fuck? No man is faster than the motherfucking gun.
In the situation. Because if the shooter, like, are they aware of each other or is this like the gun?
I don't give a fuck how inexperienced he is. I'm taking the gun, nigga. I don't care.
You gotta set some real situation awareness up for the nigga without the gun to win. Like
nigga said Zoro. Zoro's in one of the greatest fictional stories, nigga. Fictional. Plus, we not swordsmen. We don't got swords.
You can still dodge a bullet.
All right, you do it first, then I'll follow your lead.
It depends on the scenario. It really depends on the scenario. Like, is the shooter experienced and like get scared real easily? How quick is the person without the gun? Like, how much is the distance? Is there like
how determined is he to pull the trigger? Like,
there's so many scenarios and factors that could possibly go into that.
That's why you got to calculate it in the situation.
Most of the time, the gun wins though, unless the shooter is worse.
I mean, most of the time, also people panic too much and they can't think logically. Like how you just broke it down. In the situation facing a gun, most people panic. It's the same reason why, like, when you're a cashier or whatever and somebody's like threatening you like that, most people freeze because they have no idea what to do. But if you thought logically for a few seconds, you could come up with a couple of things to do in that situation, especially if they're like within 2 inches.
The plane went down because shocked they couldn't realize everything. They got tunnel vision. But yes, continue. Mm-hmm.
For real?
Yeah, plane went down because they went into shock and couldn't follow their basic standard procedure and realized the plane was just in autopilot. That's why it wouldn't go down. So instead they tried to nosedive to bring the plane speed up, and in reality it was in autopilot and they died. But yeah, continue.
Well, it was like a beginner's error?
Yeah, beginner's error because they were in shock. They were like, oh my God, the plane shook. It's going up. So they just threw all the procedure out the window.
Oh my Lord, that's crazy.
Yo, died.
Yo, that's crazy. A simple solution. Like autopilot would have been Gucci. No, but yeah, like, cause I remember when I used to work at Walmart, there was a lady, she got stuck up, but she was only like less than like 12 inches from the guy's face. And when she was telling me, how it happened, I just kept thinking, man, if I do try some, I'm going to try some James Bond.
Stabbed?
No. Stuck up.
Oh, robbed. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I was,
he meant the other stuck up.
Yeah, I thought you mean she got holes put in her. I'm like, dude, she got stuck up like that.
And she was like, dude, the gun was like 5 inches from my face, and I was like, 5 inches. I was like, I could break his hand if he's that close. Like,
oh my god, Rafi gonna be the one. He's like, I'm gonna grab his hand.
I'm not grabbing hands, bro. Like, I don't know what movies you Like, bro, I don't know what movies you watch,
He's 5
but
meters from me, dude. We're having a good grab.
nigga, you gotta break a hand. I'm not grabbing shit. Like, I don't know what movies you watching.
I hear Rafi died to got robbed. He got to die. I'm like, bro, he could have just gave him the phone. Then he had to be Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Wing Chun out here, just break his hand.
Nah, nigga, you better pull that trigger. Yeah, you ain't getting shit from me. Hell yeah, you better pull that trigger. You better be ready to do life in prison because I'm ready to kill your ass.
Eat some beans and rice.
You can have the gun pointed at this nigga's chest. Rafi, I swear to God, Rafi, take a breath. Take 6 steps before you shoot the bullet and after.
Now I'm looking at all factors in that moment. Like if this nigga's not paying attention, he looks away for a split second. I'm going for that nigga throat. Fuck the hand.
This nigga look like Ronnie Kenshin.
I'm fucking breaking his windpipe in a half second. Like fuck out of here. I'll be like, man, and then afterwards, if he survives, I'll be like, hey, was this your first stick up? He's like, yeah. It's like, I could tell. It's like, why? It's like, because he didn't pull the trigger.
And then the getaway driver going to come around and spin the block.
Yo, facts. Nah, that nigga gonna catch you tomorrow. Like, yeah, remember when you was talking shit? Yeah, I could do it today.
I'll be like, come on.
That's the problem with people killing each other nowadays. Everybody knows everybody. And social media, you can't really hide. Like, yo, that nigga was part of that case. No matter where you go, so their family member know you, other people know you, their friends know you. So even if you win the fight, gunfight wise, like the family members are gonna know who did it.
Yeah, it'll catch up.
Even if you get like, you don't go to jail, you like imagine like I self-defend my home because people broke into my home and I killed them. But their family, it doesn't matter that they broke into my home and like it's the fact that I killed them. So now I either have to move or I'm going to be a target by those people's family and friends because they know who their friend's killer is and rationality doesn't work with those
like,
people.
Damn, Fred
so
killed
somebody is so unbeneficial in today's day and age.
Like Fred killed an ex-felon that tried to break into his house, and Fred just tried to defend himself peacefully. And now he has, Crips and Bloods after him.
And the worst part is, I don't know my enemy, but my enemy knows me, and so I literally can't defend myself.
They've been scouting you. They've been like, "Yo, this is an easy lick. This guy doesn't have any security, no cameras."
No, it doesn't matter if I have security. Not it's because they know who I am and know where I live because I killed their family member because they broke into my house.
Oh no, I'm saying like beforehand, their vision. They're looking at you like that, and you killed their family. Their family's gonna do the same thing. They'll be like, "Okay, he installed a couple security cameras now." It's like
now they watching me though, and I don't know who's my enemy and who's not. Like who's spying on me? So just like that's what I'm just like. That's what I think about when I'm like the dangers of like having it. Like even if you survive the night,
I'm not saying I would do this, but some psychotic people, they would get like a job as the doorman or the mailman or whatever, and then just like a free opportunity, like, hey, how you doing, Fred? Is it good? Here's your mail. Never saw it coming.
Like if they're smart, yeah, but if they're dumb, they'd probably just be do drive-by on me or something, or follow me to a store or something. Like either way, it's dangerous regardless.
And it's like if they miss everything, they'll be like, yeah, we got him. It's like you were on vacation or something, and it's like, oh my god, the house was shot up. Let's just fake our funeral.
That whole technology, I'd rather not have to keep my guard up consistently.
You'd have to learn how to fight or something.
Nah, that'd be like, yeah, that would have to change how I live my entire life. I'd be way more defense and security focused.
I mean, but nowadays with technology, there's so many trolls always threatening, like, yo, I'm gonna kill you because you talked about something I didn't like on the podcast. And it's like, is this guy for real or is he just trolling me?
Yo, man, you remember last week when you made that joke about I don't remember, but yeah.
You don't know where to find me. And they'll be like, yeah, I do.
But what if we do a live argue bros or whatever, and somebody like in the crowd like, hey, I didn't appreciate that joke you just made. I got that thing on me.
Security.
It's like security's not gonna come here fast enough. You better apologize. I got that thing. They didn't check my left pocket.
Hey, camera on this man. Camera one on this man right now, please.
That's a great idea. Hey, camera one on this nigga right here, standing up with the gun now. Camera now. We got this nigga HD 4K. You pull that trigger. I don't care about doing time. I'll blow myself up after. Like, ooh, that's tough. I'll kill all you other two co-hosts. Wait a minute, it was Fred. Don't put me into Fred's shit. Hold on now. You gotta, hey.
There's a crowd. I'm sorry, but I'm using y'all niggas like a shield.
Hey, I'm running. Talking for a little bit. I'm just be talking to them and just break out into a random sprint. He'd be like, oh my God. He'd be like, he's probably gonna get shaky and shoot and be missing. I'm good.
Like, as soon as I say camera one, I'm out. What do you mean?
I'm gonna say camera one spotlight. They blind them. We run.
Your facts.
That's why I thought camera one was to actually see him catch him in the act.
Blinded.
Not both, nigga. It's a diversion.
Nobody's gonna go and tackle him and fight him.
No, nigga, he got a gun. What the fuck?
It's like when someone has a knife. If you fight somebody with a knife, you have to go and expect and get stabbed. If someone has a gun, I'm not going and expecting to get shot. I'm going the other way. The first rule of combat is to run. I'm running.
Use an easy target if you're running. It's like, okay. Oh.
No, but if you can run. I'm running. I'm not trapped in the room with you. I'm
bro,
running.
You getting it? Fuck running, nigga. If a nigga got a gun pointed at me, I'm rolling.
Yeah, what you talking about?
Crocodile slide, nigga, everything.
I'm gonna be the Kool-Aid man. I'll be busting through doors and walls. Be like, what?
I'll play too much Call of Duty. That shit don't work in real life.
Nigga, you don't see me doing burpees as what?
I'm 25 meters away. We're just blinding him with the light. I'm running. I'm skedaddling.
So everybody's gonna look. Everybody else gonna look at him like if it's part of a show or some shit. Like, oh wow. I'm gonna be like, oh wow, the nigga got a gun, nigga, I'm out.
Who damn is responsible for stopping him? I'm not about to. He's shooting projectiles. I'm about to run to stop him. I'm running the other way. What do you mean?
Imagine if production comes up and be like, he's shooting blanks. That was part of the scene. Bitch, you know I got PTSD. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? I'm from the hood, nigga. Don't do that shit.
I think they trying to set me up. I think he's trying to set me up too. I'm like, I'm gone.
If somebody like the production team, like, what if you acted that like your hand just moved too fast and you just slapped the freak out of them? Like that was whoa! Like what? How could you ever say? Like, I would have had a heart attack and say, "Oh my god, we were trying to surprise you guys." It's like, don't do that. It's like, why? It's like, we come from the hood. What you talking about? Why? We thought that was real. Stop, drop, and roll. Right? We was gone. We see peace. We out of here. You never been at
you're the catch. I wouldn't be in the same building. You have to catch up with me.
Has you never been at a party and shots go off? Everybody goes their own separate way, right? It's like, oh, we've never been to those parties.
Man, I'm scary. I'm scary. I'm first to run. Don't expect y'all know me. I'm first to run. I'll run by accident because I thought something was happening. So I'm like,
I'm looking at who got the piece.
I'm totally fine with it.
I'm looking at who's shooting and see if I can take him on. Like, hold on now, this nigga.
And I'm gonna be in the back ditches sipping my shit. Like, you see this shit? Do you see this shit?
I live. I win if I live. So I'm running. I can.
Hey, but that'd be perfect marketing too. Like, hey, buy my books coming out September 30th. I just defeated this nigga who tried to kill us.
I just saved a motherfucker.
Like, hey, get my book. Come on now. I just saved y'all. Come on now. I said, nah, he was aiming at Jess Freeman. He wasn't aiming at us. You didn't save us none. It's like, he said something super anti whatever. He deserves to get shot. If I had a gun, I'd shoot him too. And it's like, what? Man, we got some terrible fans.
Wait a minute. What kind of news reporter are you?
It was like, but if we don't have terrible friends, like just subscribe, leave us a comment, some feedback on us. Let us know next topics, because if we're doing a good job and y'all really like what we're doing, let us know. It will let all of us know that we got people that are listening and that we're just not randomly talking as a conversating unit, and that people are actually jiving with this conversation. You know what I'm saying? New word, jiving.
I don't think it's new, but your use of it might be.
Hell yeah, I didn't know what jiving meant.
Ask a 6-year-old, he'll be like, "Man, fool, you a jive turkey."
Yeah, shucking and jiving out here, man.
I'm like, what?
Get that little shuffle duffle on.
But anyways, guys, do you guys have any upcoming projects, anything that you guys are getting involved with?
Everything I got going on is behind the scenes until it's not.
Hey, that's
more blogs. You already know.
Hey, that's lit behind the scenes. By the time this comes out, there's going to be already the Potato Descendant book that comes out. We might have a couple of presentations available for presenters for hire as well. I estimate this will probably come out towards the end of October, maybe early November. So hopefully we have some things available for all kinds of listeners. And as always, please like, subscribe again, leave us some positive or negative feedback. Any kind of feedback is appreciated. And if you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, hit us up. We'll have all our socials at the bottom of this podcast. Other than that, Argue Bros be out.
You've been listening to Argue Bros. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and leave us a review to let us know what you think. Keep listening and we'll catch up with you next week.